It started with laughter. Cruel, mocking laughter that echoed across the school's motorcycle parking lot, the kind that makes you stop and wonder what's so funny, only to realize you're the punchline. Hey, new girl. Nice backpack. What are you hiding in there? A teddy bear, one of the boys yelled, smirking as his friends burst into laughter. Alina froze. Her fingers tightened around the strap of her worn-out bag. It was her third day at Ridgeway High, and she had already learned one painful truth: some people didn't need a reason to be mean. They just needed an audience. She had transferred from a small-town school after her father, an ex-defense trainer, passed away in an accident. Her mother wanted a fresh start, a new home, a new school, a new beginning. But beginnings aren't always kind. The boys circling her weren't just teasing. They were part of the Ridgeway Riders, a group of seniors known for riding motorbikes, breaking rules, and terrorizing anyone who seemed weak. Lena was their new entertainment. Where you from, country girl? Sneered Blake, the group's leader, spinning his helmet in one hand. Don't they teach manners out there, or you just too scared to speak? Lena didn't respond. She had been trained by her father to remain calm, control your emotions before they control you, he'd always said, but the boys took her silence as fear. And fear, to them, was fuel. Let's see if she can at least take a joke. Another one laughed, tapping her shoulder with his helmet. The tap turned into a shove. Then another. The laughter grew, then came the hit, a sudden smack of a helmet against her arm. Not too hard to cause real damage, but hard enough to sting. Hard enough to humiliate. Her books scattered on the ground. Her knees trembled. And for a brief second, she felt that old familiar ache, the one she had buried since her father's death. She heard his voice in her head, never strike first, Lena. But if someone tries to hurt you, end it. She exhaled slowly. The laughter faded in her mind. Her breathing steadied when Blake swung the helmet toward her again, faster, harder. Lena caught it, with lightning precision. She twisted his wrist, shifted her stance, and in one smooth motion flipped him onto the pavement. The sound of his back hitting the concrete silenced everyone. The other boys froze. Before the second could react, Lena sidestepped, deflecting a helmet aimed for her ribs. She hooked his arm, swept his legs, and he dropped to the ground beside Blake. Her movements were fluid, not violent, not aggressive, just perfectly controlled. Every block, every twist, every takedown was a reflection of years of Aikido and self-defense training her father had insisted upon. It was over in seconds. 3 boys lay on the ground, groaning in disbelief. The rest backed away, wide-eyed. Alina adjusted her backpack and knelt to pick up her books. Her voice was calm, steady, and cold as she said, "My father taught me never to fight for ego. But he also taught me never to let bullies win." She turned and walked away, leaving them stunned, not just by her strength, but by her composure. What none of them knew was how hard that composure came. That night, when she got home, Lena didn't feel proud. She felt tired, tired of being the new girl, tired of people judging her, tired of pretending that being strong meant not hurting inside. Her mom noticed. "Rough day again?" she asked softly. Lena nodded, eyes watering. "I didn't want to fight, Mom, but they didn't stop." Her mom smiled faintly. "Your father would be proud. Not because you fought, but because you stood your ground with honor." The next morning, the story had spread across the school. Videos of the parking lot incident flooded social media. New girl flips bullies like movie scene. People who never noticed her before suddenly wanted to talk. Some apologized. Some just stared in awe. But Lena didn't care for any of that. During lunch, she found Blake sitting alone, nursing a bruised ego. She walked up to him, not with anger, but with something far more powerful. "Grace, you don't have to be like that," she said quietly. "You can be better." Blake looked up, guilt softening his expression. For the first time, he didn't have a comeback. He just nodded. Weeks passed, and something unexpected happened. The same boys who had bullied her started standing up for others. Blake even joined her in organizing a self-defense workshop at school. The laughter that once mocked her now filled the halls with something better, respect. Lena had become more than the new girl. She had become a reminder that quiet strength can roar when it needs to, and that sometimes, the people who seem weakest are the ones who can teach others what true power means. And if you're still watching right now, here's what Lena's story teaches us all. Strength isn't about fighting back, it's about knowing when to stand tall, when to forgive, and when to walk away with dignity. If this story moved you, if you believe that no one deserves to be bullied, then hit that like button, share this story and subscribe to our channel for more real, powerful stories that remind us every act of courage starts with refusing to stay silent, because just like Lena, sometimes your calm can change everything.